When were you last happy? Are you ever happy? No. No. I can't talk too much about it since I've been given notes about privacy over social media, and most people in my social circle don't want to be named, and I respect that. It's interesting, if you look through my social media, you might wonder, does this guy have any friends? Is there anybody that loves him? Uh, no, they're all imaginary. No, I do have people in my life who have made me happy. In recent memory, I think I can say it was a trip to Mexico back in 2023, and it was a very lovely time. For the fun of it, before that, that would have been summer 2019. I had a good moment. At the time, I had completed 3 years of post-secondary education. Well, technically 4.5 years. Yeah, 4.5 years altogether. Anyways, I suppose I do associate happiness with achievement or success, as much as I'd like to say otherwise. I know being successful doesn't mean you'll be any happier, because there's always something else and you never arrive anywhere. Always looking for another achievement and otherwise just wishing you could live a normal, regular, ordinary life. But I guess what makes me happy about having had a success is that other people see me in a more dignified and respectful way. It's true, people only treat me with dignity and respect when I have produced results and proven myself. Enough about 2019. Before that time, it would have been early 2018. I had some better days there. That was around the time of my album, It's a Mixed Thing. If you look back on that period of my life, you can see clearly that making original music was more fun for me at that time. Oh dear. Well, before then, I guess it might have been, well, of course, fall of 2016, when I got the bright idea to further my education, which I did. And on the surface of it, it looked like a happier time. It looked like I was going places. And at that time, I was less outspoken. I suppose a little more likable at that time because I kept my mouth shut a little bit more. Before then, in the early 2010s, 2015, 2015 was rough for me. No. It's probably then, looking back, it probably would have been 2011 for a variety of reasons. 2011 was the last year before I wasn't as corrupted. I had finished high school and there was more hope for me. Of course, being 19 or 20, there was more hope there. Going further back, high school was really awful for me. I think maybe there was a time or a little bit in 2007. I guess I was in grade 10. I was a little bit happier because I was writing scripts and was actively involved in community theater, acting and singing, and there's a bit of a moment there. 2006, no, 2005, 2004, probably 2003. I was working at that time. I've been working since I was 11 years old. And at that time, 2003, I had a lead role in a play, and I was going to camps, and there were swimming lessons and music lessons. 'Cause, let's not forget, yes, I have had music lessons. I think that might have been the year I got my first keyboard. Might have been around that time. And before that time, I mean, elementary school, we're going way back now, was not a particularly happy time for me, due to bullying, and I think probably the late 1990s was probably a happier time for me as a child. I had everything that anyone could ask for in my childhood. Yet I think that there's always melancholy that underlines my life. I think it's because pain outweighs pleasure in this reality, and happiness, it's a feeling. It's not a destination. You might think, looking at my social media, maybe I should be happier, but actually, even just me doing this is painful for me, to see how fleeting happiness is in my life. I've only highlighted 8 times in my entire life that I can say I was happy. I know when it comes to my life that people will remember me more for the fact that my life was more of a tragedy than a triumph. I was an error, an anomaly, if you will. Nobody asked for me. I was just kind of there. There was no reason for my birth, and I apologize to everybody about that. It'll never happen again. It's bad coping mechanisms with my dark humor. I already know that my life is the kind that can give people a knot in their stomach. What I want people to know, though, despite all of the pitfalls and tribulations and such that I've dealt with, that I've had my time out in the sun too. Thank you for listening to this. I found it very interesting when I thought about it, and some of the stuff that was coming up for me. I do hope to create some better memories looking ahead. Take care. Be well. Bye for now.